Hey guys, welcome to our channel Uniplex. Guys, in today's video, we will be showing 7 extreme moments caught on security cameras which have caused significant financial loss to people, and some individuals luckily escaped from nearby deaths. So without wasting any more time, let's start today's video. Escondido, California is a large city in San Diego County. Those traveling between Escondido and San Diego can ride 30 miles down I-15 or take the train from the public transit center. But if you were there on July 8, 2015, you may have been looking for an alternate route. Bob's crane service had arrived to remove an old eucalyptus tree from outside the main transit hub. Unfortunately, things didn't go according to plan. Let's see why this simple tree removal had the locals running for their lives. You know you're in for a bad time when the crane truck is lifting off the ground. Next, we see the tree come down, which sends these 2 workers running in front of a bus. It looks like the crane is off camera behind those eucalyptus pieces. They probably thought the tree would come toward them. Clearly, it had other ideas. Thankfully, nobody was injured in the blunder. There were a few close calls, though. When the crane crashed down, the 500-pound weight connecting the arm and the tree flew skyward. That's what our 2 workers were running from, not the tree itself. According to reports, the weight landed about 50 feet away from the bus. We believe you can see it right here. Hey, we'd be running for the hills too. Wheat Ridge, Colorado is a small town in Jefferson County. It's about 6 miles outside downtown Denver and home to roughly 32,000 people. Unfortunately, one of those people needed someplace to stay after a candle set his living room on fire in September of 2020. It began as Grandpa's 88th birthday party. Unfortunately, the birthday boy has dementia. He didn't realize how much danger he was in when a lit candle set the drapes on fire. Luckily, one of the aunts left their purse in the living room. She saw the fire and sprung into action. The birthday party was wrapping up when the fire started. There were about 10 people left, but most of them were on their way out. That's when one of the aunts realized she'd forgotten her purse and went back inside. She found Grandpa still sitting in his chair and eating his birthday lunch. Because of his dementia, he didn't realize how much danger he was in. According to FEMA, lit candles cause 23,000 house fires every year. Of those fires, about half are caused by someone putting a candle too close to flammable materials. In this case, someone put the candle next to Grandpa's drapes. It was Christmas Day of 2023. A delivery driver in Duxing City, China was waiting at a traffic light when he smelled something funny. A man pulled up beside him and yelled, "Your truck is on fire!" Our driver looked back, and sure enough, his cargo bed was going up in flames. Thankfully, he was a local and knew exactly where to go: the Duxing City Fire Rescue Brigade. He called ahead to warn the firefighters that coming in hot now, it's a race against time. He had to get there before the fire reached the cab. It took 10 minutes to get the under control once he arrived at the station. Our driver walked away unscathed, but his truck and cargo were gone. Upon inspection, firefighters learned that he was carrying 7 tons of pine tar. A pine tarp is the dark, tacky substance you get after applying extreme pressure and heat to pine wood. We've used it for thousands of years as a water repellent. It also works well as a natural wood preservative. Meanwhile, athletes use pine tar to cheat in baseball. It's a sticky substance that hitters use to get a better grip on the bat. Pitchers will also use it to grip the ball in cold weather. Pine tar is also flammable, which explains why this driver's truck went up in flames. It is still unclear what caused the fire, though. Most people don't put Canada and hurricane in the same sentence. And while Atlantic Canada doesn't get hit like Florida and the Caribbean, they'll still experience the tail end of powerful storms every hurricane season. Fiona was a Category 4 hurricane and the first major storm of the 2022 season. On September 24th, Fiona made landfall in eastern Canada. CCTV cameras in Port aux Basques, Newfoundland were rolling as tsunami waves ripped beach homes from their foundations. These weren't the only buildings to feel Fiona's wrath. According to reports, the storm surge destroyed 100 homes in the Port aux Basques area. Their position on the southwestern tip of Newfoundland made them extremely vulnerable. Some homes were washed out to sea, others were deemed unsafe once the storms passed. A year after the tragedy, residents faced the tough decision to move or rebuild. Some moved to higher ground, others left altogether. The scars from Fiona were just too painful. To this day, Fiona is the most devastating storm to ever hit Newfoundland. Those who chose to stay and rebuild hope, nothing ever tops it. Commercial truck tires are no joke. They can easily weigh between 100 and 250 pounds, depending on the make and model. On February 19th of 2016, 2 Chinese men from Chongqing City learned how dangerous one of those heavy tires can be. CCTV cameras were rolling outside a busy intersection. Traffic was flowing smoothly when, out of nowhere, a runaway tire decided to cross. Unfortunately for this local man, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. The tire seemingly comes out of nowhere. It smashes into the man's van and then bounces over the barrier. By the time he gets out, he has no idea what just hit him. According to some local reports, he actually thought a UFO had smacked into the side of his car. When we roll the tape back, we get to see what actually happened. The front left tire fell off an oncoming truck. It curves perfectly around the truck and crosses 3 empty lanes before hitting this poor guy's car. Imagine how many things had to go right for this to happen. Thankfully, nobody was sitting in the back seat. Anyway, it's unclear how the tire came off the trunk in the first place. If we have to guess, somebody wasn't paying attention when our driver left the station. The Chinese city of Chongqing is one of 4 major municipalities in the country. The city is full of incredible sights, and also one very clumsy chef. Back on November 4th, 2015, a chef at a local Chongqing restaurant was using what appeared to be a homemade blowtorch to cook pig's feet. Unsurprisingly, the canister of gas caught fire, and the chef, in an attempt to save his business, decided to just toss it into the street. Spoiler alert, it was a bad choice. The gas canister rolled away from the restaurant and right under a city bus parked nearby. You can see exactly where the gas is leaking from and blasting out like a flamethrower. One person runs in to try and save the bus by pulling on a wire still attached, but it was to no avail. The thing just keeps spinning and spinning, almost lighting the man on fire multiple times. After some time, the bus ends up catching fire. The chef comes running out with an extinguisher, but there's ultimately nothing they can do at this point. Soon, the fire department arrives and are able to put out the blaze. According to reports, 8 people were on the bus when the gas can rolled underneath. Thankfully, everybody made it off before the bus caught fire. The restaurant was at the top of a sloped street. Apparently, chef didn't realize round objects tend to roll downhill, even when they're on fire. Red Oak is a small town in southwestern Iowa. It's home to about 5,300 people and a mother who is grateful for one man's selfless act. Had he not made a wrong turn, she may have lost her 4 children in a house fire. It was around 2 a.m. on November 1st of 2022. Brendan Burt accidentally turned onto Prospect Street while trying to find his friend's house. The wrong turn was a twist of fate as he drove by a home that was beginning to catch fire. Brendan got out of his car and immediately called 911 as the porch went up in flames. As the story goes, there were 4 siblings asleep inside the house. Their mother was out of town dealing with a family emergency. Meanwhile, Dad was at work. Because it was so late, Brendan assumed people were sleeping inside. He just didn't know how many and how young they were. He watched the fire grow while on the phone with 911. Then he sprung into action. Brendan went and banged on the windows as hard as he could. Thankfully, the children heard him and made a last-second escape. "30 seconds later, their eldest brother came running out. Thankfully, nobody got hurt, and the kids got in touch with Mom. Brendan stayed with the family for 3 hours after the blaze. He hugged them and told them everything was going to be okay. The most important thing is that they were safe. It's true what they say, not all heroes wear capes." Guys, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching the video for so long patiently. If you enjoy this video, you can like and comment. And if you want to see such strange and interesting videos, you can subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon next to it. See you in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay well. Thank you.